we're going to put this in vertex form, but before we can, we've got to make it equal to 0. So I'm going to bump this minus 8 over, and it's going to turn positive. It's going to get a sign change. And now it's equal to 0, and I'm ready to work with it. Remember that the number in front of x squared is a, because you'll need that. And I can enter this equation into my graphing calculator to find the vertex, which will give me my h and my k values. So here's my equation, x squared minus 7x plus 8. And if I look at the graph, this is a parabola that actually opens upward, so I know that the vertex is a minimum. I can also see it's going to have two solutions because it crosses the x-axis in two places. And I'm going to calculate the vertex first. So second trace, minimum. It's asking me where I would like my left boundary set. Right now my cursor is at 0, 8. If you look closely, you can see it right there blinking. As I move my arrow, you can watch it move. And I just want to get it close to the left-hand side of the vertex and hit enter. And when I do, it asks me where I would like my right boundary, which will be on the right-hand side of the vertex. Enter. When it says guess, I'm going to hit enter one last time. And now it tells me that my minimum is at 3.5, negative 4.25. That's my vertex. 3.5, negative 4.25. And we knew that that was a minimum. So now I have my h and k value to go with my a value, and I can put this in vertex form. So vertex form, which is right here, the y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. For this one will be a, I'm getting that from right here, times x minus h, quantity squared, plus k. Since k is negative, I'm just going to put minus k. It's my answer for vertex form. My axis of symmetry happens at x equals h. You must include the x equal with this. If you just put 3.5, your answer is wrong. My domain for any parabola that opens up or down is all real numbers. Since this one is opening upward, my range is going up, so I'll use a greater than sign with the value of k, negative 4.25. And then I'm going to graph this. So I'm going to start by plotting the vertex, which is positive 3.5, 1, 2, 3 and a half, and then down 4 1/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and about a fourth of the way through there. There's my vertex, and it's going to open upward. Do not just sketch a graph from here. You need to plot some points so that you know how wide or narrow this parabola opens. So go to the table and get some points that you're willing to plot. Looks like I have 1, 2, 1, 2. I have 2, negative 2. I have 3, negative 4. Just here. I have 4, negative 4. Just here. And these should start mirror imaging, but don't draw that parabola until you see the clear picture of how it looks. This is the 5, negative 2, and I'm going to plot 6, positive 2. And you can see parabola is here. You're going to try to draw a smooth U through them and get that graph as accurate as possible. And again, compare it to make sure it looks like the one on your graph. If it doesn't, your calculator's not wrong. Your points are probably wrong. And finally, let's solve it. Now we can see that this one has two solutions because it crosses the x-axis twice. So what I'm going to do is enter the equation of the x-axis, which is y equals 0. And I'm going to ask my calculator to find the place where this parabola intersects this line, which is the x-axis. So I'm going to second trace, and I'm going to go for selection number 5, intersection. And I'm going to hit enter, 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 and it says intersection 1.438, 0. So my first solution, I'm going to round right here to 1.438. And my second solution is going to be over here. And if I don't move my cursor, my calculator is going to tell me this one again. I already know this one. So I'm going to second trace 5. But before I start hitting enter, I'm going to pull this cursor over to the other side so that my calculator knows I want this one now. It doesn't have to be right on it. It just has to be closer to this one than it is to that one. Enter, enter, enter. And my solution is 5.5615, which I would round to 5.562. 5.562, and those are my answers.